Wonderful art is usually created with anything we have near our hands. Nowadays, we have the potentiality of look everywhere around us, and what we usually back then considered trash is now the primordial and the most important thing that will we use to develop our creativity, and our sense of art in relation to everything we have around. We are going to be working in the assemblage of a three-dimensional tree. Okay? So let's go. So the first thing that we are going to see is that we can get, for me, the most useful thing that can be for the assemblage of the tree is the paper glass, a paper cup, or a plastic cup that you can get from anywhere. Then a diversity of different types of paper. Perhaps if you have fabric, different colors of paper, magazines, newsprint, different textures that you can find in magazines, perhaps something that has a little bit of reflection, something reflective, different colors that you can see that are probably colored. This material you can also paint it with Sharpie and it's awesome. And brown paper. This is going to be used to create the illusion of a piece of grass area here on the base of where we're gonna work. So now let's start with the process. Okay. So the first thing that we would like to do is to make sure what's going to be the size of the base of our piece of land where our tree is going to be planted. Okay? So I will cut, this is a format A3, and I will turn it into an A4. A4 is the size of normal paper. Okay? So yeah, normal paper would be a good size for your cardboard. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is to cover the area. I, in my personal selection, will place brown paper on the area that belongs to the land. Okay? Okay, so what we will do is, of course, my brown paper was bigger than the format, so I had to adapt it by cutting. Now, how would I turn this cup into a tree? This is the cool part. So we're going to start cutting Do not separate all of them. Try to emulate branches. Like, you know, I think I have said before that I love to call this type of tree Y trees, because I use a lot of letter Y's to recreate the ways of the main branches of a tree, because then you know that there are the other ones that are not necessarily shaped as letter Y's. So this will become the structure area for our tree's foliage. Okay, so as you can see, it's open. It will be you know, it will normally do this by itself because it's carton and it's a little bit fragile, so you have to be very careful. And for this the trunk of our tree, I have a cylinder that could be from the tube that comes inside of the paper towel, or whatever cylinder that you can get from home. Perhaps if you don't have this type of cylinder, you can get a carton box and you can build the cylinder. Yeah, so what I am going to do is to fit, well, this is not a broom, but you're gonna fit in the cylinder by cutting across. Okay, across, I would say just the cross should be a little bit smaller than the diameter or the circumference of the cylinder that you are going to be using. You're going to cut an asterisk. Okay, and you are going to insert the branches in the cylinder. In order for us to have the cylinder very well attached, we are going to put glue in this area, and then, well, it will dry by itself at some point. Okay, so then here on the lower part, you want to cut little tabs. Some of them may be long, or some of them may be short. depending on how would you like the roots of your tree to be. Yeah, as you can see, I am separating them and trying to give a real aspect of roots to the lower end of my carton, so we can have the appearance as close as we can to the real roots of a tree. We already know that this is, you know, like, it's not a real tree, but we can, you know, have fun with it. And we're gonna press it in there. So it can, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of tape here until it dries. Okay, so we're gonna start opening. We're gonna start opening the roots. And as we start opening the roots, we're gonna be adding glue. I recommend always silicone, cold silicone, you know, like this dries faster than white glue or glue sticks. I don't think glue sticks are appropriate for this projects, because they have a wrench, a stickiness wrench. They don't stick everything. So this, of course, you have to wait a little bit so it can stay there well pasted. If you have the, how can I say this? If you can handle a hot glue gun, it is, for me, the best option. But if you think that you are not sure that you can handle it, don't, okay? But there is a huge difference if you work with a hot glue gun, because it's fast and it pastes everything super good. Okay, so right now what I have done is to sort of like start shaping my branches. And so here, where you see that there is the remaining of the cylinder, we're gonna paste leaves in there, as well as on the branches that we have here on this carton paper cup. Okay, so we're gonna start right now with these leaf fabrication. We're gonna fold. I have these paper, also recycled, you know, Domino's Pizza, recycled. So I am very thankful for these guys that send a lot of things that I can use to create art. So this is another thing that I am thankful for in this Thanksgiving season. And we're gonna cut. I'm gonna cut leaves. By folding, by zigzag folding, we can cut faster. You guys are 6th graders, so you can, you know, handle this faster than small children and little children. So right now you can start experiencing the advantages of folding zigzag and cutting, and then you will have quick production of whatever you want to cut in series. So this is fabric, so it's being a little bit challenging to cut in the folding format. This is Sweet & Coffee wrapping coffee. So I'm going to also thank Sweet & Coffee for their awesome Tetra Pak. Because I can also use their wrappings for my art classes. So thank you Sweet & Coffee, thank you McDonald's for your paper cup, and thank you Domino's Pizza for your craft paper bag where you send napkins. So now thanks to all of these magazines that I have, magazines that are fashion magazines, because I love fashion. So I have a lot of fashion magazines, and I am being super careful to rip out all of the colors that I am going to use to create leaves, and then is when I am going to start pasting my my leaves on my tree. Okay, so whenever you are ready, you can start pasting. Okay, so now that we are ready and we have all of our leaves cut, we are going to proceed with the pasting of all of the leaves. When you paste the leaves, try to have variety. Try to put different textures and different colors close together, so we don't have a monochromatic leaf, but we have a colorful branch. Okay, so there we are observing. We are observing. And why are we doing this is because we are celebrating the season of autumn, and we are also very close to our very own American tradition of Thanksgiving. very important family and traditional celebration in America, America the Beautiful. And so by these projects we are honoring this very important North American tradition. Okay, we are in the creation of our autumn tree. We have a variation of different colors. We will take advantage of all of the surfaces and all of the recycling elements that we could use for this fun and meaningful project. We also paste inside where the cylinder is, in the center, inside, so we cover the cylinder and we make the illusion that we have more foliage inside of the branches. Yeah? Always remembering that we want a variety of colors in order to give life to this project. Although we know that in the season of fall, all of the trees are renewing their leaves, they are not dying. They are just in the process of their rebirth that will come after winter in the spring, where we celebrate the solstice of spring and the renewal of all of the leaves and the flowers and the colors of nature that will come along those months of March and April, where we celebrate our beloved Easter celebration, the welcoming of the spring. So right now we are going through the process of all of the seasons of the year and honoring the yearly transformation of nature in our planet Earth. Right now here in Ecuador, we are waiting for rain to fall down. We're still waiting. It hasn't shown up yet, but it is supposed to be appearing in these months. So let's see how the planet surprises us, since it has been developing its behavior differently lately. Let's see if we have rain and when would it be visiting us. Okay, so we are going to continue with the fantastic evolution of this project during class, and I will be adding a second part where we can see the development and the final stage of this amazing Thanksgiving tree. Thank you very much. This is Mrs. Mancheno, IAA, Inter-American Academy, Guayaquil, Ecuador.